Hello, everyone. Today, I want to talk about why the keto or carnivore diet never worked for me. It actually failed me. And I want to talk about why, because you guys know I'm dealing with several autoimmune and chronic illnesses. And I heard the stories from so many of you that would say, I have autoimmune or I have a chronic illness, and keto or carnivore cured me or made me feel so much better. And so I years ago started diving into keto, and I would feel better in the beginning. I would feel somewhat better or make some sort of progress. And then as time would go on, I would begin to continue to deteriorate. That's a big word for me this morning, apparently. I would deteriorate in my health. I would continue to go downhill. And I never could figure out why. So I would chase down different rabbit holes. I would try different supplements. I would do all of these things because it never dawned on me that keto just wasn't the right fit for me, because I thought if you were eating keto, then everything would just kind of clear up. But I am not clinical. I have never been a clinical person. That means whatever works for someone has never worked for me my entire life. I hate it because I get so excited trying new supplements or trying new things. And I would read all of the reviews about how great it was for someone. Well, I did the same thing with keto and carnivore. I saw the videos, I read the reviews. I was like, keto and carnivore have to work for me, but they never did. They never really did. And it's only until recently that I figured out why. Now, like I said, I would go on keto and my health would continue to go downhill. But first, I would feel somewhat better. So I always got the impression that keto was good for me. But when I stopped making progress with my health, I tried carnivore, because then I heard, well, if keto didn't work, carnivore for sure would work for you. Well, I went on carnivore and I would do a few weeks of carnivore and never feel good. So I just didn't feel that it was helping me or working with me in any way. First of all, keto and carnivore, if you like keto, I found sustainable because I liked enough of the keto meats and cheeses and whatever that I liked the diet. I thought it's something that I could do. Carnivore, on the other hand, was so restrictive that I never really liked it, and I knew it wouldn't be sustainable for me. But to top it all off, I didn't have a good health experience with it, right? So a lot of people get on keto and carnivore to lose weight, and I definitely need to lose weight. But my main goal was helping my autoimmune condition so that I could have a typical or regular or a more regular life. You guys know, you've heard my story. I've been struggling to walk. I'm struggling to do typical and normal things. And so keto and carnivore for me was a way to obtain better health, or so I thought. So what was happening is I am pretty strict when I decide to start a diet. And most days that diet will be 100% because I'm trying to make my health better. That's a way bigger motivator than losing weight ever could be, because if your health is failing, you have nothing. There is nothing left. And so I would jump on the keto bandwagon or the carnivore bandwagon, and I would do it really hard and focused because I wanted to see, would it make me feel better? Would it change my health situation? And it never did. But like I said, I kept falling down different weird rabbit holes. I would think I didn't do keto long enough. I didn't try hard enough. It was always my fault. I always boiled it back to, well, you shouldn't have had that cheat day. You shouldn't have done this. And I become very strict on myself to the point where keto, I was having about 10 carbs a day or less. Carnivore, I just had meat or chicken, nothing else. That's it. And I still was struggling. And I think if you have a chronic illness, it's typical of us to start to blame ourselves. Like, if I didn't eat XYZ food that wasn't on the diet, I wouldn't be struggling right now. And so we go deeper and deeper into different types of restrictive diets. Now, let me get to the point because I'm rambling on and on. What happened is I found a functional doctor that started running blood tests. And what she wanted to see was, are you getting the proper vitamins and are you getting the proper amino acids? So we ran the blood test. What it showed was I had all kinds of vitamins with circulating within my blood and within the cell. So that was all good news. However, she did find that my amino acids, the ones that she checked, were circulating in my blood and were plentiful, even on the, higher side. But when she checked cellular level, how much of that was actually getting to be used within the cell, I was almost completely depleted in every single amino acid that she checked. And so I was like, what does that mean? Like, I'm getting the amino acids in my diet, apparently, but then my cells aren't able to utilize it. And she said, protein, you are not digesting protein properly. And I was like, wow, that's a light bulb moment for me, because with autoimmune conditions, one of the first things to deteriorate, and there's still a debate if it's first or after, we don't digest food properly or well. And I knew that, but it never occurred to me I wasn't digesting protein properly. I just thought if you went keto or carnivore, your autoimmune systems would completely clear up, but they just don't. They didn't for me. And so if you're one of those that did keto and carnivore and it worked, I'm happy for you. Like, something worked. Stick with it if that's what you want to do. However, for me, I never, like, every year my health would get worse and worse and worse. Come to find out, when I'm eating only meats, I'm not getting the amino acids that I need. Now, when I went keto or carnivore, I focused on a lot of meat and little of anything else. And so I was depleting my body further and further. A little bit more into the story, you guys know that I started supplementing HCl and super enzymes, which helped me digest my food. I've had actually 3 or 4 months now of supplementing HCl and super enzymes by the time I took that blood test. And I haven't helped my digestion enough so that I'm able to utilize amino acids. And that was scary to me, because I was wondering, then what can I have that would help me get the amino acids to my cells? And the functional medicine doctor is working with me on helping my digestion get better. But in the meantime, I stumbled across some supplements that are like nose to tail type supplements, which are different parts of the cow that I take in capsule form. And that, believe it or not, changed everything for me. So I still need to rerun the blood test, but I'm giving myself 3 to 6 months of the supplements before I check. But I can tell you this, I have more energy than I've ever had. I am feeling healthier than I have felt in the last 20 years. And that's for real. I'm not even exaggerating or making that up. And every day that goes by, I feel like I'm slightly a little bit better. And I find that crazy, because what I was able to do, and it just kind of happened by accident, by the way. It wasn't like, oh, this is the blood test, and so let me help find a supplement. It just kind of all happened almost at the same time. So about the time I was doing the blood work and getting the results back, I had just tried a new supplement, because if you guys know me, I try supplement after supplement because I'm trying to find my best combination to live better, not live how I'm living right now. And I just so happened at the time to try a supplement that was more along the keto or carnivore line of thinking. However, what I didn't realize is that it's easier for me to digest. And so I'm actually getting the amino acids or vitamins and minerals from that source of protein by supplementing. It's easier forms to digest. Now, currently, I'm checking into protein mixes or different items like that to help supplement that because I'm not digesting pieces of meat. I'm not digesting chicken. Now, I didn't realize I was having that big of a digestion problem. I knew my digestion was probably bad, but I didn't know it was so bad that I would be completely depleted, almost completely depleted, like I'm in the red here, of amino acids. And now what I'm wondering is if I gave my body what it actually needed in a form I could actually digest, how much more would that help me turn my health around? And that's what I'm currently investigating. So I wanted to make this video because there are a lot of us out there, it's not just me, where we hear things that help someone else with our condition, no matter what it is, whatever chronic illness, whatever autoimmune condition, whatever it is. And they have these rave reviews about how it turned everything around. And I was always the odd one out to say, keto didn't help me, carnivore didn't help me. And everyone would say, well, what did you do? You must have done it wrong. How did you do this? Or how did you do that? Because it works and helps for everyone. But it never did me. It never did. And so I would always fine tune what I was doing to make it even more restrictive or more, just something more, because I felt like, well, maybe I'm not keto enough. Maybe I'm not carnivore enough. Maybe I ate 2 carbs too many. Like I would start nitpicking the heck out of what I was doing. And all along, I wasn't digesting protein properly, and my body wasn't able to get the vitamins and minerals that it needed. That was bottom line. And so when I would go keto or carnivore, I would deplete worse because then I'm not depending on any other type of foods. I'm only depending on that. And year after year of compounding this, of going on and off keto, on and off carnivore, on and off these restrictive diets. I'll name some more in a couple of other videos, because if it's a diet to help autoimmune, I did it and they all failed. And so I wanted to make this video to let you know you're not alone. If keto or carnivore didn't help you, it's okay. And it wasn't your fault. It wasn't you need to try harder or you need to become more restrictive. It's that particular diet didn't work for your body, and it's okay to move on. And that's the main message that I wanted to give you guys. I need to lighten up on myself. I need to realize that me controlling every bite of food that goes into my mouth probably isn't that healthy. And if a diet doesn't work, I can move on to something else that does. And I want to be able to recognize that quicker. If my health is continuing to fail or go downhill, my goal is to realize that quicker and not keep trying and beating myself up over it. And so that's my main message for today. If keto didn't work, carnivore didn't work for you, it's okay. There are other things that we can do. But if you can get to the data, if you can figure out why it's not working for you, then we know what to do moving forward. So I kind of know what to do. Not 100%, but I am going to try some things. I'll report back here to let you know how my health is doing, how my hair is doing, how my energy levels are, because when I find the winning combination, I always talk about it here. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Stop beating yourselves up. It's not our faults. And I'll see you guys in the next video.